As promised about a bajillion years ago, we are back with book discussion. Today's books are The Fathomless Fire and The Tree of Story, books 2 and 3 in the Perilous Realm series, which I read the first book a very long time ago, said I was going to talk about the rest of the series, and then proceeded to take forever to finish reading it. It's a fantasy series for young readers. Think late middle school to YA levels. It's kind of a similar vibe to The Land of Story by Chris Colfer. The books are by Thomas Wharton. I didn't really like The Fathomless Fire as much as the first book. It felt like it fell into the trap that most second books in a trilogy do, where it was more recapping the first book and then setting up the third book than it was being its own story. I read about a third of the book before I felt like anything was happening. I really liked Riddle and Balor, the two new characters that were introduced, but as with the first book, none of the characters ever feel like anything more than plot devices to me. They're very shallow. Balor was actually the first character that did not feel that way, and I really, really enjoyed all of his scenes. The Fathomless Fire was also split into kind of like two sides rather than one story like the first book was. It would do a couple of chapters following Will, one of the main protagonists, and then a couple of chapters following Rowan, the other protagonist, and it kept flipping back and forth. That was not great for me because every time I felt like I was getting into like what was going on, I was getting excited, it would like switch back to the other person. So yeah, Fathomless Fire, 6 out of 10. Not my favorite. Now, on the other hand, The Tree of Story, the last book in the series, I really enjoyed. It definitely started really slow, but once it picked up, it picked up. The ending is so bittersweet, and everything just tied together very, very nicely. Not to mention, the prose is beautiful. Like, the way they described areas in the world was just very vivid, and I really, really enjoyed everything about the third book. This book is the best in the series with an 8 out of 10. So yeah, the Shadow of Malibran series by Thomas Wharton, give it a look-see if it sounds like something you might be interested in. Thanks for listening.